Okay, so good morning, the Board of Director of PT Kalbe Pharma Tbk. So thank you for the opportunity to present our strategic assessment of PT Kalbe Pharma Tbk. So in today's agenda is our objective to evaluate Kalbe Pharma's competitive position within the Indonesian pharmaceutical industry and determine whether the company can maintain its leadership in the coming years. So let us begin with the company overview. Okay, so this is the company overview of the PT Kalbe Pharma Tbk or KLPF. So PT Kalbe Pharma Tbk was established in 1966, which is it is the largest publicly listed pharmaceutical company in the Southeast Asia. And in FY 2025, Kalbe generated revenue of approximately IDR 35.33 trillion, with the net profit is IDR 3.67 trillion, with the net sales growth is 8.3% and the net profit growth is 13.1%. Also, the PT Kalbe Pharma Tbk or KLBF has 72 branches, and also they have 200,000 plus outlets, and the shareholding, which is divided by two. The first is the free float is 38.31%, and the treasury shares is 3.34%.
And next, as a strategic consultant, I will explain about critical pharma industry analysis. Indonesian pharmaceutical industry continues to experience positive growth driven by several factors. First, the expansion of the national healthcare programs continues to increase healthcare spending. Second, demographic shifts such as aging population and chronic disease are creating long-term demand for healthcare products. Third, increasing health awareness is driving growth in preventive healthcare and wellness products. However, the industry also faced challenges including exchange rate volatility, imported raw material dependency, and increasing competition. And here are our competition analysis. Kalbe main competition advantage lies in its strong brand portfolio, nationwide distribution network, financial strength, and manufacturing capability. These strengths create significant barrier for competitors attempting to gain market share. And here are our quarter five force. Our quarter five force assessment indicates that the industry remains attractive, which is the threats of new entrants have a weight score of 0.45, which is the value is low. The threats of new entrants is relatively low due to regulatory requirements and capital intensity. And next is competitive rivalry, which is the weighted score is 1.2375, which is high. And supplier bargaining power is 0.675, which is medium because of imported API dependency. And threats of new entrants is also relatively low due to regulatory requirements and capital intensity. Overall, Kalbe achieved a quarter five force of score 4.05 out of 5, indicating a strong competitive transition. While Kalbe remains the market leader, understanding its future sustainability requires a deeper assessment of its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I would like to invite Director of Strategic Planning to present management's SWOT analysis.
Thank you. Based on Based on both internal and external assessment, management has identified several strategic factors through SWOT analysis. For the strengths, Kalbe's strength includes strong revenue growth, healthy profitability, significant cash reserves, and Indonesia's largest pharmaceutical distribution network. And next is for the weakness. However, several weaknesses remain. The company continues to depend on imported APIs, experiences fluctuation in marketing expenditure, and faces slowing growth within the nutrition segment. Next. Next is the opportunities. Key opportunities include biological and oncology expansion, ASEAN market growth, government support through TKDN policies, and increasing demand for preventive healthcare products. And for the threats, key threats include exchange rate volatility, supply chain disruption, inflationary pressure, and counterfeit pharmaceutical products. And for the conclusion, based on this SWOT analysis, management believes Kalbe should prioritize reducing import dependency while investing in biologics, specialty pharmaceutical, and digital healthcare. To validate this strategic prioritize quantitatively, I would now like to invite our strategic consultant to present the portfolio and positioning analysis.
Okay, so next, we would like to move to the IA metrics or internal external metrics. So we evaluate Kalbe's position using the internal and external metrics, which is Kalbe achieved an IFE score of 2.8 and 3 and an AFE score of 2.7 and 6. This result placed Kalbe Pharma in selfie, which is indicating a hold and maintain strategy. This means that Kalbe remains stable and competitive, but the future growth will require selective investment and transformation initiative. So for the next is we would like to talk about the BCG metrics. So we also evaluate the Kalbe's business portfolio using the BCG metrics. Prescription pharmaceutical are classified as stars in the BCG quadrant, and the consumer health is also positioned as a star, and the distribution and logistic remains star. Meanwhile, the nutritional products are categorized as cash cow. This suggests that Kalbe should continue investing in high growth businesses while utilizing mature segment to support future expansion. So, based on all the analysis conducted today, our consulting team recommends three strategic priorities, which is for the first is accelerate API localization to reduce dependency on imported raw materials. Second is expand biologics and specialty pharmaceuticals to capture future healthcare demand. And the third is strengthen the integrated digital healthcare ecosystem through platforms such as Click Doctor. And to execute this priority successfully, the organizational readiness become more critical. Therefore, I would like to invite the Director of HR to discuss implementation readiness.
Okay, thank you. Next, I will explain organizational structure. To support future growth, management proposes several organizational improvements. These include establishing a digital health platform unit, appointing a group chief digital officer, creating a Kalbe Innovation Council, and strengthening supply chain leadership. Resource allocation management also proposes strategic capital allocation. 25% will be invested in research and development, 20% in digital transformation, 20% in manufacturing and API localization, 15% in adult nutrition development. The remaining budget will support digitalization, talent development, and marketing initiatives. Leadership and culture. Beyond structure and capital, organizational culture must also evolve. While Kalbe demonstrates strong operational discipline, innovation remains relatively conservative. Management therefore recommends implementing innovation-linked incentive, startup accelerator programs, and a dedicated innovation team. Strategy support system. To ensure successful execution, digital systems will be strengthened to improve coordination, decisions making, performance monitoring, and supply chain visibility. Transition with organizational readiness established, the next priority is ensuring strategic performance can be measured and controlled effectively. Okay, next I would like to invite the president director.
Okay, thank you for Director of Human Capital and Transformation. Based on our meeting today, I think the answer to our main question, about does Kalbe Pharma is still the king of pharma is yes, Kalbe Pharma is still the king of pharma.
This company continues to lead Indonesia pharmaceutical industry through its strong financial performance, extensive distribution network, diversified business portfolio, and competitive market position. Next slide. Next again. Okay. In here we can see that our revenue grew by 8.3%, net profit increased by 13.1%, and prescription pharmaceutical sales continue to show strong growth. These results demonstrate that Kalbe remains highly competitive and financial resilient. But our analysis also shows that maintaining this leadership position will require continuous transformation. Challenges such as API import dependency, increasing competition, changing consumer needs, and digital disruption cannot be ignored. Next. But because of that reason, management supports three key strategic priorities. The first one is accelerating API localization. The second one is expanding biologics and specialty pharmaceuticals. And the last one is strengthening the integrated digital healthcare ecosystem through Klik Dokter. If these priorities are executed effectively, hopefully, Kalbe Pharma will not only maintain its leadership position, but also strengthen its long-term competitive advantage in the future. I think that's it, everyone, for our meeting today. Thank you for your time. And I think this meeting is officially adjourned.